Well, after 30 years, it is the end of an era for this Carnival cruise ship. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brandon. If you like cruise news, cruise vlogs, and ship tours, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. Real quick before we get started, I know all the photos and some of the videos here are not the Carnival Ecstasy. I unfortunately was not able to get any footage of her, so I don't want to use other people's stuff. I don't want to use other people's photos, so I do have footage of other fantasy class ships, specifically the Sensation, I know for sure. So we will be mostly showing photos, and since they are very similar ships, this will mostly just be the Sensation that we see here in the video. After over 30 years of service for the Carnival Cruise Line fleet, the day this video goes out, the Carnival Ecstasy will be departing on her very last sailing ever. Unfortunately, she hasn't been sold over to a secondary cruise line to take ownership of her. Unfortunately, she is meeting the same fate as the other 5 retired members of the fantasy class. She is going to be heading off to the scrapyard in the next coming months. Over the years, like I said, she has served the Carnival Cruise Line fleet very, very well as the second ship of that fantasy class that turned into 8 different ships throughout the 90s. She entered service in 1991 and is now entering retirement in 2022. Right now, she is sailing from Mobile, Alabama, and doing the 4 and 5 night cruises. And now she is departing on her very final sailing. From Mobile, Alabama, she's going to Progreso, Mexico, and Cozumel, Mexico, with a sea day before and after. And then she'll be returning to Mobile, Alabama on Friday. She'll be returning to Mobile, Alabama on Saturday, October 15th, where she will debark her final guests, and then she'll be heading, unfortunately, over to the scrapyard. Now, one neat thing about this sailing is that since it is her farewell cruise, brand ambassador John Heald is going to be on board the ship, hosting many, many different events to help try to send off this ship in the proper way, unlike her sister ships that did not quite get that proper send-off or that good send-off that we all wished they would have had. As we all know, fantasy, inspiration, imagination were all scrapped during the pandemic shutdown in 2020, then shortly followed by the Sensation and the Fascination. Fascination had originally been sold off to a different cruise line, but she didn't ever enter service for that secondary cruise line. She was renamed to Century Harmony, but then was almost immediately scrapped afterwards. Sensation, unfortunately, was scrapped earlier on in the year as well in 2020. I did manage to see her one final time in Port Canaveral, which was really, really cool. If you want to see that video, it is a nighttime sail away, but you can definitely check that video out at the end screen here. I'll make sure it's in one of those little boxes you can click to go over to that video. She is now the 6th fantasy class ship to be retired for Carnival Cruise Line. The only 2 remaining are the Elation and Paradise. Elation is sailing on 4 and 5 night cruises from Jacksonville, Florida, and Paradise will be sailing, or is sailing, 4 and 5 night cruises from Tampa. Those are the only 2 ships that remain. Those are also the 2 most recent, or I guess the 2 newest of the class. They were the last 2 to come out. And they do have a lot more upgrades compared to the older versions of them. They did go through pretty extensive dry docks and pretty extensive refurbishments before the COVID shutdown. So I feel like that kind of had a little bit of say and a little bit of help to help get them through the shutdowns and also just kind of re-enter service in general. Elation and Paradise are the only 2 that remain for Carnival Cruise Line as far as the fantasy class ships. Very sad to start seeing these go. It is kind of the end of an era because the fantasy class ships did play such an important role throughout the 90s and early 2000s for Carnival Cruise Line. Now, on the a little more exciting side of things, a retired ship that's being immediately scrapped is never an exciting thing. But on the exciting side of things, we actually are getting Carnival Celebration, the brand new second ship in the XL class, so a sister ship to Mardi Gras. She's going to be arriving later this month, if not next month in November. where she is going to begin her 7-night sailings out of Miami from the brand new Terminal F that is being custom refitted just for her. It's not a brand new terminal like Terminal A or B for Norwegian and Royal, but it is a entirely redesigned terminal pretty much, but it is a brand new terminal pretty much, or it's going to be like a brand new terminal for Carnival Celebration. That way she can fit all of those people inside of that terminal. She is going to be arriving within the next couple weeks here, which is super exciting. I loved the Mardi Gras, so I am very excited to see the arrival of Carnival Celebration. Anyways, that is all for today's video. I just wanted to give this quick update video to let you know today, as of the day this is recording or this is going live, the Carnival Ecstasy is sailing on her very final voyage as the Carnival Ecstasy, and of course just ever, because she is heading to the scrapyard after she finishes in dropping off these guests. Let me know down in the comments, have you ever sailed on Carnival Ecstasy over the years? I have not personally, but I did sail on Sensation and Imagination. So I did sail on some of her sisters, and maybe I can try to get onto one of her sister ships in the near future, just knowing that these ships are slowly going away over the next couple years. Yeah, let me know if you have any good memories of that ship or any of the fantasy class ships down in the comments below. Let me know if you've sailed on Ecstasy. We did just have another part of our Independence of the Seas cruise vlogs go live today as well, so definitely check that out as well. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.